Dear Vladimir Vladimirovich, allow me to report on the situation in our region. First of all, I would like to say that the Smolensk region is a heroic land, an orthodox land. It is not for nothing that the motto on the coat of arms is, "Indomitable spirit will overcome everything." I wanted to tell you that our guys are serving on the front line. As we say, the gene of heroism is in our guys' blood. Some of our units are currently working on the front line. Those units that are stationed in our region are the 144th Guards Yonia Division, the 359th Motorized Rifle Regiment, which has just been formed in most of the Smolensk, the 25th Mercury Special Forces Detachment, the 49th Anti-Aircraft Missile Brigade, our special forces. I can say that our guys are really heroes. 117 people have been awarded the Order of Courage, 7 people have been awarded the Order of St. George, and 6 heroes of Russia, 5 of them graduates of our renowned military order of Kutuzov Air Defense Academy, which is stationed in our region. 4 of them, unfortunately, are posthumous, and 2 of them, Kirill Demenkov and Alexander Tyutrev, who is the commander of the Airborne Assault Brigade, are veterans. Yes, these are Smolians. They are on duty. We are currently paying maximum attention to the academy, because it is a renowned academy. In 2023, she joined the Aerospace Forces, and in 2024, she was awarded the Order of Kutuzov. 10 heroes of Russia come from this academy. And of course, let me convey to you the words of respect from the leadership of the academy, from the entire teaching staff, headed by a Lieutenant General. All the professors are fighting, and this helps us a lot now to maintain the situation in the region, to work well on air defense. Now the guys from the academy, graduates, are serving on the front line. Vladimir Vladimirovich, we pay a lot of attention to the issues, as you have set the task, and in principle it is our common task to support the participants of the SVR and their family members. I travel to the districts myself, meet with families and mothers. I can say that we have fully implemented the regional standard of support for our participants, and have decided for ourselves that out of 49 support measures, 34 will be indefinite. And this is right, especially those measures that relate to families and children, because this is a tribute to our guys. The measures should be in effect until the children grow up and enter higher education institutions or secondary special education. In addition, we have retained all measures related to additional regional support for injury. A distinctive feature is that we are actively working with the defenders of the Fatherland Foundation. What distinguishes us is that our diocese and archdiocese are actively involved. The priests are accompanied at the level of social coordinators. They communicate with families, go to the front line. We were one of the first to establish an association of participants in a special military operation. A distinctive feature is that the founders were precisely all the veteran organizations that are located on the territory. I personally meet with the heads of veteran organizations, so I told the guys that their help would really be needed on the ground. They know exactly how to solve what issues correctly. In addition, by analogy with the federal program, we have established our own program, Heroes of Our Time, Smolensk, and they did it together with the Presidential Academy and the Higher School of Public Administration. We are actively involved in the involvement of children in peaceful life. 273 demobilized people were employed, and 5 more people were employed by the authorities. The guys are acting with dignity. Vladimir Vladimirovich, I would also like to report on your instructions that you gave at the end of the meeting. As for the first part, attention should be constant. This is not a fashionable area of our work. This is a tribute from the state to those people who stand up for protection. This should be on an ongoing basis. We don't even have any doubts. Not only have we made a decision for ourselves, we also take our wives to the defenders of the Fatherland Foundation, to the authorities, so that there is no formal relationship anywhere. That's exactly what we really try to do. On your instructions, Mr. President, we clearly understand that the guys will return. We need to pay attention to healthcare first of all. This is a serious issue for us. On your instructions, Vladimir Vladimirovich, we have begun construction, and we will complete it this year, of a new clinical psychiatric hospital building. We had it at the beginning of the 20th century. Thank you for making this decision. It should be completed in 2026, right? Yes. We will complete it this year, and next year we will fully launch it with a capacity of 600 beds. In addition, we have completed the construction of the surgical building of the oncological dispensary, and we have completed the construction of a large polyclinic. Special attention should be paid to oncology. Yes, we have a serious problem with this, and it has been revealed that we have 30,000 people under surveillance right now. We have questions, which is why we are actively engaged in the oncological service right now. Maybe there is a plus, which means that the detection is still good. In 2 years, we have greatly increased the level of medical examinations. In principle, we have questions about healthcare. This is both in terms of staffing and the state of medical institutions, our central hospital. We are currently actively working to put it in order. In 2 years, we have launched a serious program to support young target specialists, and I can say that by the end of 2024, Russia now ranks second in terms of the number of concluded targeted contracts for open source programs after Kuzbas. We have introduced such large support measures, reviewed the entire path of a young specialist, where he needs support. These include additional scholarship payments and, most importantly, housing. We have made a decision. Those who sign a target agreement and come to us to work in the field of healthcare, education, culture or sports, we buy housing. We have already bought about 69 apartments and will continue to do so. You have less emergency housing than in the whole country. You keep an eye on it further, so that the number does not increase. We work with developers. Thank you so much for supporting the Integrated Territorial Development Program. We are following this path in Smolensk, and in the regional part, together with the Federal Fund for Territorial Development, we are also working on all these issues. We are currently participating in a comprehensive rural development program. For the first time in a long time, we have started housing construction not only in Smolensk, but in other regions of the region. It's just that young people need normal, good housing. In terms of healthcare, I can say that we have the staff shortage in the FAPs, and this is especially important. Yes, I know. You're doing it. It's true. 623 targeted students were involved in the healthcare system, 528 young specialists, and of course, the most important issue for the development of our region is, of course, the population. Indeed, there's been a large outflow over a period of 15 years. It is clear that these are issues of aging and staffing issues for our enterprises. Therefore, we have developed a large program to increase the birth rate. Thanks to Tatyana Alexeyevna Galikova, Russian Ministry of Health, together with the Russian Ministry of Labor, we have developed a large comprehensive program, segmented it into young student families and large families, in order for young people to develop and have children. Education is important. We won't make much progress without a good, high-quality education. Therefore, we are also implementing a campus project on your behalf. In general, I can say that we have 45,000 children in the education system, and just 3,371 graduates sign a targeted employment contract with us. We have a large list of support measures, including housing and scholarships. We have segmented scholarships, up to 6,000, depending on the course, for vocational students, up to 10,000 for university students, and if there is a high use score, then 20,000. In certain areas, up to 30,000 per month. It's important that our kids don't leave. The students want to get an education, leading universities in Moscow, and we have established network programs with key, leading universities in the country on the basis of our SMOLSU. We launched this 2-degree program with the MI, the Higher School of Economics, and the Bauman Moscow State Technical University. It's good that you have fewer second and third shifts in schools than the national average. Thank you, House, the Russian Federation, and the Ministry of Industry. We are still building more. I can say that young people have something to look up to, because Smolensk is the birthplace of great people. We are currently restoring our cultural heritage sites. We are actively restoring the fortress wall, the pearl of our region. First of all, I would like to thank the SPA group of companies and Herman Oskrovich Graf personally, because with their charitable support, we have built a large park and fountain that attract people. Thanks to Vitaly Leontievich Mutko, Dom.RF, we're also doing a separate Ryadovsky Park with them. And we are building an inter-regional large thermal complex. And most importantly, we are reviving those places that are really famous. We have the largest archaeological museum in Europe, the Gnezdovo Nature Reserve, which we are reviving, and the Smolenskoye-Putin.ARMY National Park, which we are also working with investors on, which is where the Ice Age Lake Network is located. Most importantly, I would like to draw your attention to the fact that we have a large number of pilgrims. You know, this is an Orthodox land, and we have preserved temples from the pre-Mongol period. The Pearl is our Holy Door Mission Cathedral, where His Holiness Patriarch Kirill of Moscow and all Russia served for 25 years. Of course, this attracts us, and we must treat this legacy with great respect. We will try to do this. The revival of the airport is important for us to maintain our guests, tourist flow and business in general. On your instructions, the airport was transferred to regional ownership. We have now signed a design contract. I expect that we will build it in the next 2 years and put it into operation in 2028. The industrial sector has been actively developing. We are reviving those enterprises that were still good in Soviet times, but are now lost. First of all, we have divided into clusters: aircraft industry, automotive industry, even shipbuilding. The Smolensk aviation plant, which is adjacent to the airport, is responsible for aircraft construction, together with KTRV. We are developing the civilian segment and, together with UZGA, we plan to produce a wing for the Ladog aircraft by 2028. In addition, our other company, Measura, has produced a servo drive for the first time in Russia. You have a territory of advanced development. There is also a special economic zone. Is it functioning normally? We have practically filled the parks. We are currently working with a special economic zone. We have another interesting project in the automotive industry. Many thanks to Denis Valentinovich Monturov. He came to us, visited this plant, and in fact now it has gone under our control. We are reviving the large Roslavel brake systems plant. In fact, as part of import substitution, there is now only one factory left that makes braking systems for large-sized trucks. Now we have invested in it additionally. We have already attracted a loan from the Federal Reserve Fund, and we will make not only braking systems, but also for passenger cars and so on. In addition, our other shipbuilding plant, Avangard, which is part of KTRV, has certified a jet ski for the first time and plans to enter serial deliveries for the first time in Russia. We are actively developing unmanned aircraft systems. In general, I can say that we are moving quite confidently in terms of industry and economy, no matter what. Agriculture has been a bit slow for you last year. Yes, you are right to pay attention to this. This is primarily related to logistics, because both we and our neighbors, the Fraternal Republic of Belarus, are completely rebuilding. Our markets have moved to the east, to central Russia, so we must completely rebuild logistics, thanks to Russian railways. Thanks to this, the situation is gradually improving. I can say that in terms of investment rates, although we occupy the 7th place in the Central Federal District in terms of dynamics, but for our region last year, there was a record of direct non-budgetary investments, minus 108 billion rubles. This is a fairly large volume for us. We also rank 7th in the Central Federal District in terms of GRP dynamics. It is important for us to export our products. We have started to focus on export competence. I can say that our export center has been ranked first in the country by the REC for 2 years in a row. We have more than 2,000 exporters, and we are currently building up this competence. We will also provide services in helping our Belarusian partners and develop the Center for Foreign Economic Activity on the basis of our center. To create an investment climate. This is also important for us to maintain this pace of investment. We are working to improve the investment climate. By the end of 2024, we ranked 5th in the country in the National Investment Climate Rating. We are currently implementing 50 projects, not just on paper, but real projects with investments of about 60 billion, and with the creation of jobs for 12,000 people in the future. And of course, the challenge for us is labor force and labor productivity. This is the most important challenge. We are also actively working with Ulrosa. Facets, yes. And now the holding has fully deployed our entire jewelry group. All the final products. The final jewelry will now come from Smolensk, that is, both the cut and the entire jewelry. Special thanks to the manager for this, too. We have designed both the college and the conditions for them. We will try to develop this project. As for agriculture, Mr. Putin, I can say that we are also actively trying to introduce fields into circulation, which we used to have a problem with. We have now taken the first place in the country in rabbit farming, as we did before, with more than 4,000 tons of meat. We occupy the first place in the Central Federal District in canned fruits and vegetables. In the production of powdered milk, including large enterprises operating in our country, United Confectioners, a group of companies to which manufacturers supply powdered milk. We began to revive and develop our main historical competence, flax. It is now in high demand and a good export product. We occupy the first place in Russia in terms of acreage and processing. The figures speak for themselves. We grew by 40% in 2024, by another 17% in early 2025, and we also grew by about 70% in processing. Of course, our Belarusian colleagues are helping us here. We have many joint ventures, and we are currently working with them not only in flax processing and processing, but also in acreage. And we are also establishing joint breeding and seed production centers. Because our raw materials were imported, we want to breed our own varieties. And in general, I can say about cooperation with the Republic of Belarus, this is our key and main trading partner. 67% of our region's trade turnover is with the Republic of Belarus. By the end of that year, my colleagues and I achieved a record turnover of 294 billion rubles, the third largest trade turnover in the country. We have 49 agreements in operation, and we already have 5,000 joint ventures in operation, the largest number of joint ventures in the country. Following the meeting, the President of the Republic of Belarus also supported a number of other investment projects last year, including in flax production, tourism and mechanical engineering. In particular, with Mars and Belarus, we are currently the main service center for Belarus, and we will build such a large service center for Mars, as well as for many enterprises. We produce a part of the equipment for module lift mash for agricultural machinery. That is, we are trying to synchronize as much as possible now. Even this whole situation is a plus for us. We have strengthened the component base and established cooperative ties. Now we are jointly implementing export routes and supplies, and we are even becoming, as Sergei Glaziev said, a coordinating center for the Union State. Due to logistics, we are very pleased. It is important and honorable for us to hold meetings of the high-level group, meetings of the boards of federal ministries, and a number of other events. In 2024, we decided to build the Union House, and next year, I think, we will begin its implementation. It will be a joint information center. In general, Vladimir Vladimirovich, I also want to say something important for my colleagues from Belarus and me, because we have a common faith, a common Slavic culture, and, of course, I can say that we pay great attention to this in sports too. I can say that we have the only team in Russia that we have revived. our historic Slavutir, which plays in the Belarusian top league, and even reached the playoffs that year. Therefore, we try to work together with colleagues as much as possible, not only to work, but also to maintain really fraternal, friendly, warm relations, and even at the level of shuttle diplomacy, as we say, at the level of our district heads. We are doing everything possible for this, because only cooperation has given us the opportunity, not only to overcome all these limitations, but even to move forward. And indeed, I turned to Valentina Ivanovna Matvienko and also asked her about this opportunity. This year the Forum of Regions was in Nizhny Novgorod. Then it will be in Belarus. If there is such an opportunity, we would be happy to hold the Forum of Regions in the border region, in the Smolensk region. Let's do that.